Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Lo.
Hey, look, hey, yo. What's happening, y'all? It's Tuesday night, man, so it is time for Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
And Ask the Cop is only 10 minutes away for the last 30 minutes.
We do not lie about this type of stuff. This is the type of things that happens at Classic Conversations with JT and Lo, plus the other person that's, about 10 minutes out. Yeah, yeah. But that was 10 minutes out. How many? About 12 minutes ago?
22.
22 minutes ago. He was 10 minutes. He was 10 minutes out.
So
yeah, we about to get this thing going. Angelo, how you doing, homie?
What's good, brother? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm all right. Everything going good with you in regards to.
I got to do one quick thing,
ahead,
and we got a lot to talk about tonight. But I meant to post this to y'all the other day, man. My guy Asa strikes again.
There you go.
So you know those tests you take when you take all the AP classes, and you got to take that test at the end to get your college credit, and you got to make it, at least a 3, 5 is the highest. He said made a 12. Well, he did AP calculus, 5. AP English Language and Composition, 5. AP Environmental Science, 5. And AP Pre-Calculus, 5. Yeah.
So
There's 2
so
2 years in a row. He did 4 this year, 3 last year.
5 out
And all
of
5s.
5 out of 5.
Yes, sir.
5 out of 5 people. Just so that y'all are not out there thinking, oh, well, he just did the median because he did 5 out of 10. No, it was 5 out of 5. That's what our guy Asa is doing.
Yeah, 3. You gotta get at least a 3 to get consideration for credit.
Oh,
You get a 4,
I came in the
you
middle.
get,
Oh,
but to get the
my
5 is, man, it's,
We was talking about
Yeah.
his genius son.
yeah, man.
He
Just,
got 5 5s out of 5.
that's commonplace too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? For all the older folks out there, name the classes again, because we don't know them classes. We don't know them.
yeah, me, I know I don't.
We don't know
So
these
AP
classes.
Pre-Calculus was the first one, did 5.
Pre-calculus.
AP Pre-Calculus.
Yeah, AP pre-calculus.
Not AP, just pre-calculus. Don't get me in the line.
AP Environmental Science.
Environmental science.
AP English Language and Composition.
All 3 of them. I ain't repeating that.
And AP Calculus AB.
There was no
The
AP in
advanced-
front of
the
anything I
advanced cal-
took.
the Advanced Calculus. Yeah.
No AP in front of nothing you took.
Nothing.
Mine
Exactly.
either.
Nada.
There was no AP.
Not even lunch.
Yeah. There was
He
no.
said not even lunch.
Hey, for real, man.
Congrats.
Congratulations to you, brother. You and the mom. Let's give us some
Oh,
shout
yeah,
outs too.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to y'all for the creation of such a great brain.
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it where it's at. Brains, because we've talked about these children of yours for years now in regards to these grades and everything. So, no doubt, man. Congratulations. Hit it, Dwayne. Give me that applause again.
Yeah, Aspen definitely set the standard, and the rest of them kind of follow. But Ace he done broke the mold, man. What he's doing it's been just so impressive to watch, man, and just to watch him and his attitude, his demeanor is so low key. I told you he missed the award ceremony because he was studying for one of these tests. You know what I mean? So
That's why he he said he got accepted to Harvard. Where else? What's the latest after Harvard? Anything else came out yet?
he gets stuff every single day. Something comes in. So
That's impressive in itself.
It is. That's so good.
Hey, look, I'm gonna need for you to go grab.
middle finger, Frank.
Look,
Right there, buddy. Right there, buddy.
I'm gonna need for you to grab the shoebox and bring it up here, bro, so we can just flash them letters out here and let people see what's happening out there in this world, man. Because I don't think we celebrate our children enough because of the simple fact that there are so many
I know. Only way I know how to turn that one part down is to
That one part, you mean the volume?
no the internet. Not the internet, but when you're on Instagram, you turn that one separate down. Extra. Anyway,
Hold up, Shannon Sharp. Hold up, the one part you couldn't turn the one part down. Did you hit the record button? You turn it off.
Oh hell.
Did you?
I see. Okay, now hey.
So
When you get that star part in the next
we
Tyler
don't
Perry
celebrate
film,
our children.
Right.
enough.
Yeah. Let's go back. We don't celebrate our children enough because of the simple fact that so many of these children out here, or young people out here, are doing so much of the craziness. We need to start doing that more, celebrating, the good and some of our
Positivity.
young people that's out there doing it. And yeah, man, bring some of them envelopes up here. We ain't got to open them up. Just bring some of them, or take some pictures of it so we can flash it up on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Just to show what's happening out here, that it still happens within the black community. So y'all don't give up. Don't give up, because it's still happening, people. It is still happening. Gang acceptance
safe.
is not the only acceptance that's happening out here, people.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying? It's still happening out here for these colleges, even them colleges that you never even heard of. So don't give
That's
up.
facts. There's definitely not enough celebration about it. There's been a whole bunch of them out there. Yeah, I saw that. There was some young man from one of these local high schools that got accepted to scholarships. So many millions of dollars scholarships from different schools, and you want to see more of those things go viral as opposed to that stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean? It just,
Yeah.
it just.
Yeah.
But that's the stuff that goes viral. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the stuff that goes viral. That crazy stuff.
So yeah, let's make that happen more. So we can get it going, but before we get going, let's go ahead and introduce our esteemed guest up here tonight. She's a friend of the show. She got her own bottle. She got her
No, I
own.
brought this to
she got,
share.
She got her own.
You see, I got extra.
She got her own
I
bottle
didn't know
service
y'all
over there.
drank wine, but I said,
Don't get me crunk around here.
So as you see, we got in the building.
He'll keep pouring.
Sunshine. How you doing, young lady?
I'm good, thank you. Where I'm looking? Over here?
Right here,
Okay,
right
good.
there.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Everybody behind the scenes to make it happen, and y'all. Thank
Yeah,
you.
appreciate you showing up. Appreciate you
I brought
showing
y'all
up.
something.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me go get it.
Wait, what?
To know sunshine, that's what she does, man. Sunshine always gives and cares for others so much.
Oh, okay. As you can see, people, this is live.
Microphone
This is
right
happening right now.
It's happening right now.
This is happening right now.
Y'all flowers.
Oh wow, that's
And I
dope.
thought this was dope.
Oh, that is dope.
Because I was about to get a bouquet for each, and then I was
Look
like,
at
this
that.
is cheaper, and
Individual.
looks better.
It looks better,
you know what I'm saying?
and it
That's
sets
a beautiful
apart.
thing. That's a beautiful
That's
thing.
dope. That's a sunshine move, though. For folks that don't know her, man, this is what she does. She's always considerate.
That's for y'all.
She set the green room up, man, so nicely.
that's
Last
so
time
dope.
she was here, got the little board. I mean,
Yeah, that is so
that's
dope.
what you do. Thank you, Sunshine. We
Y'all
appreciate
been
it.
doing a great
That
job.
is so dope. Appreciate you,
And
for real.
staying afloat with your podcast,
Yeah.
So thank y'all again for having me. I called and not called, but it was crazy the way it happened for me to get here. But I'm here, and yeah, I requested, they answered, and here I am again.
How about that?
You know what? I want to be a guest again.
That's
Here
dope.
you are.
Yeah, I received a DM like that wasn't nothing but the Lord, because I forgot that I had wanted to.
Well, appreciate
I
you.
had
thought you
to-
were talking about Twin Peaks when you said somebody was coming. I didn't know. I didn't look
You
at it
want
close.
some wine?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
No, let me finish
It's
this glass, and then
I'll take a glass.
after I get done with
cool.
this, I will jump in on it.
I will partake in a glass or
Smooth.
two.
A glass or two. Thank
Hold-
you, ma'am.
Hold on to mine for the time
This
being.
ain't right.
I'll
This is
come
way
get it.
too sweet.
It's way too sweet.
Two's a drink.
Well, that's how I like it. I like it sweet. I don't like it sour. That's how I like my. Well, no pause. No
To
diddy.
the head.
Look,
I knew that was coming.
it was going.
Hey,
She was rolling. You see, I looked
diddy.
over there. I was like, oh, she
Right.
about to go.
She about to go. Here we go.
I don't like my man sweet.
Not that kind of sweet anyway.
Not that kind, right? But I do like him to be sweethearts.
my man sweet. Oh, God.
So yeah,
All
that's
right,
a
so-
shame. We gotta do all that too. Just
Right.
can't even say you like your man to be sweet. You know, gotta do all the rest of that came with it just now. It's sad the society we in.
Yeah, Cass can't
'Cause
even
you know I
give.
do want my man.
Can't
to
even
be
give my just with baby oil. No. You know what? Let's go on to the first topic. We get back to it. First topic we're gonna talk about, man. TSA has now dropped the security check thing to where they are no longer removing shoes when you're going through TSA. You know, the security checks. What do you guys think about that?
Well, Atlanta has the worst TSA period, as far as just being a-holes. You go
That's the
anywhere else.
first time you said something negative about anything in Atlanta. That's impressive.
Boy, I was surprised.
But in Atlanta, we got the greatest
No moment.
monumental
do.
moment.
We do.
I've never heard that before. Go ahead.
ATL's beating just about. They go overboard. They take their job a little. Go anywhere else, it's not the nasty courtesy. So, like I said, I'm glad they did that because when I travel, that's like a pain in the ass.
Now, are you are you comparing this to fishing trips, or
There you go. Well, the DR's version of TSA is very, very cordial, and when they know you. to you and very, very nice.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you was
It's
Vegas.
cool. Chicago's cool. North Carolina. I went to Kentucky,
But
Louisville
most of
recently. You
They
still got to
have
do your
to.
job.
They do have to do their job, but you probably have no idea how many people come through that just don't listen, and they don't get it, and so they got to be as hard as they can. Because when I go through, I be like, "Thank you for being here," and it just lighten them up for 1 second. Cause I just be like, "Okay, thank you for being here." Cause
But you speak to them, and some of them don't speak. And my problem is this: like your job. If I'm in there and then say there's a heckler the night before, and I come in and sit in the same because of what that previous heckler did, or you gonna wait and hear what I say? Exactly.
as the heckler, have some compassion for my job, cause motherfuckers
No, the
is
first
sitting in
dude
that
was
seat
wrong.
always talking
The
shit.
first
so
dude is wrong.
I'm ready to
I'm
get.
gonna be sitting there. Good. Don't treat me on what the other dude did. And what TSA does, they get to pointing and pointing and pointing and pointing and forget it's still a job. You're getting paid a job. I was a cop for 30 years. I couldn't goddamn take the
You
first
just
person
don't
I
like
dealt
being
with.
told what to do. That's it. I can see
Nah,
it
there's
now.
a
You
way
don't
to
like
do
being
it.
told what to do.
There's a
because
way to do
That's how
anything.
y'all done told people how to do shit when y'all doing whatever y'all doing as police officers. And then when motherfuckers was doing whatever, y'all was like, "Motherfucker, keep going, motherfucker."
No,
That's how,
I didn't-
you know what
I
I'm saying?
never
Because
worked
one
traffic.
person to stop looking, want to ask.
Never
"Motherfucker,
worked traffic.
Keep going.
Never
no,
worked
I know
traffic.
you never worked traffic, but you understand
But
what I'm saying.
you understand what she's
motherfucker.
saying, though.
Yeah, but okay, that's some people. There's some
That
people.
does happen.
And when I walk up to the
So you're
anytime-
not thinking about car to car.
I
You just
deal with
thinking,
everybody separately.
Now, let me ask you, is this because
believe
I
that.
didn't get a chance to get my research in on this like I usually do, but this is TSA nationwide, or is this an Atlanta thing, or is this TSA nationwide?
Good question.
It's supposed to be a TSA wide, but they're implementing it. They've selected X amount of airports to start with.
Was
So I think it's
Atlanta
like
one of them?
no, it wasn't.
so I know.
But it was
The
like
Gestapo
eight.
will
It might have been 8
continue.
airports so far. They've already, but a couple people have said, from what I read, that there were several airports that weren't on that initial list, but they still did have to take their shoes off. So I think it's something that's going to probably be per airport. It might be per shift. You never know. how
Atlanta
that
be
stuff
the
goes.
last
because
one
I was
watch.
gonna say
Until-
I have gone through. Have you ever gone through without taking your shoes off?
Now that's the
I
thing.
have
When
a
they're
That's
real
couple
the,
busy.
times.
now that's the thing
Not
with
really
Atlanta.
paying attention to
It
where I was,
it
but
shoe cell phone or your laptop. It changed that not knowing which one it is.
Yeah.
Because you might show up and they tell you that in regards to that, if this
that's a good question.
Right about now, you're right, Frank.
That
Because
too.
these planes been going down here lately, boy. It's like, and then when Delta start getting involved in planes going down, you usually don't see Delta, but they've had quite
I don't
a
think
few
they're
incidents.
gonna bomb a flight to the DR Columbia anytime soon. I'm good.
Airports have different machinery. Some of them have updated machinery where you don't have to take off your jewelry and your shoes. Some of those lines are in Atlanta too. And if you pay attention to the machines, you can tell the new from the old. So I want you to put out there that things change every day, 'cause that ain't it.
Okay, so let me get this right. We live. We still live, right?
Yeah, we
Okay,
live.
let me make sure. So if you're in a certain line, because I'm asking this honestly, because I really thought that it was, every time I walk up, I'm like, hey, what is it today? So let me make sure I get this right. If you're in a certain line, you might have to take your jewelry off, but if you're in a different line with a different machine, you might not. Oh,
I love it.
that helps. I need to get a picture of that machine before we leave. You got a picture of that on your phone? Need to make sure that happened. I'm gonna have to. Hey, Pudding,
Every day is just based on.
Teresa, I need that information, please. Thank you kindly. Because yeah,
What's up,
it
AJ?
makes a big difference. You know, when you're going through there and you don't have to do this, but then you start doing it, then they tell you, no, you didn't have to do that. It makes a big difference if you know. So yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna tell everybody, but thank you. I appreciate
Just plan
that.
ahead either way.
No, I just appreciate that for the tan lady over
Yeah,
there.
that was good.
You know?
That was
appreciate that. That's huge. That yeah, that is huge. That is huge. So let's move on, man. We're gonna let's move on to what everybody want to talk about. You know, we're gonna talk about the Diddy's split verdict. Not guilty on racketeering, guilty on prostitution. Now, there's a lot. I mean, we all know we could talk for days in regards to this.
And we have.
Yeah. Honestly, we have. In regards to the racketeering thing, we always thought that was something that they was not going to get anyway. But in regards to the prostitution thing, I really didn't see that coming. Because maybe I'm misinformed with prostitution because, I've known a couple of pimps in my day. Basically prostitution is when you actually put a woman out someplace to where someone pays you or pays her to have sex with her, and then some of the money comes back to you. So did y'all see from any of the proof?
So he's
that you saw this?
facilitating the prostitution because he's paying those individuals. He's more like a John, but they're prosecuting him on the prostitution tip because he set up the whole situation for those people to make money, but he wasn't acting as a pimp because normally that's how they take most, like Sir Charles and everybody they've taken down on pimping. The main thing they try to do is use the fact, they call it the white slavery law when it's on the federal level. That's why I don't think he may get time served, because they didn't go if any harsh charges they put on him, because it's the same reason why the racketeering charge could make. He's doing all this freaky stuff, he's facilitating it, but he's making no income from the said acts. So it's more like fetishes, and they went after racketeering charges when in Woodsheds they could have just went to prostitution from the get-go.
Well,
they overcharged.
If you remember the whole argument we had the other day in here with, one of our argument in a good way. Not
Twin
argument.
Peaks?
Oh, okay.
But we had Twin Peaks, yeah. One of our other compadres being here a lot. If you remember the argument I gave to her was the only thing he was guilty of was the bringing the people. I kept saying over and over again.
Across state line.
Across state line. That's the only
purpose,
thing. Her argument was about the casting and all that other stuff. I was like, man, the only thing they're gonna find him guilty of, I said, then is the bringing the people over, the prostitution part of it. That's the only thing that they could ever really prove. The rest of that junk was just gibberish in the first place. You know what I mean? They overcharged for sure. All these were state charges, what it should have been.
And I
They
told you,
never proved anything to deal with RICO. RICO never made sense.
and I've never seen a federal judge allow so much testimony that didn't equate to the actual case at hand. All they were talking
Right.
about was
Cassidy.
freaky stuff he did and what Cassidy did, but Cassidy in her own text and her own testimony showed that she was a witting and willing party. Not saying that Diddy's a great guy, because he's not. He's a wife beater or he's a girlfriend beater. So he's not the salt of the earth, but for what they're charging him for, he was innocent. And I think the thing that stands out the most to me is that it's almost like, what's that, the Fulton County DA?
Howard,
The female DA, what's her name?
Fannie.
Oh, Fannie Willis.
Gorilla Grip. Okay, that's right,
I knew
Gorilla
you were
Grip.
going that
Really
route.
grip. Oh,
I knew you were going there.
You've got Gorilla Grip in
that
Fulton
made
County,
me tighten my coochie real
Yeah.
quick to see if I had gorilla grip.
but
It was like a
The Fulton
instant
County
reflex.
DA.
You said it, I was like, ooh.
she overcharged in that certain rapper's case. She overcharged in that certain rapper's case, and she would have took her time and let them use pen registers and wiretaps. He probably would have got some real time, but she rushed the case. And I say that to say the cases are eerily similar, because if you look at the federal cases typically take years to compile together. This was thrown together because if you look at his case, they were letting stuff leak, and anybody that's ever worked the federal case would tell you the AUSA would call and have somebody investigate where was the leak. And you can be charged with that. But things about that case, like the baby oil and all this stuff, was constantly leaking. And from that standpoint, I'm like, this doesn't happen in federal cases. Anybody that worked the federal case will tell you, the first thing they tell you, they look at your OPS file before you're assigning those cases, if you're a non-Fed,
OPS. Go ahead and let people know
internal
what that
affairs.
is.
They look at your internal affairs file just to make sure you're not a weak link. And so all that to be said, and all this stuff is leaking out, and nobody's saying, hey, where's this leak coming from? I think they're releasing the information. And I think they threw Diddy out there before they even had a case or even wanted to make a case on Diddy, because it's a certain clothing line that 2 people were indicted on child trafficking charge. Was it? Yeah, Abercrombie and Finch, wasn't it? So, okay, you have Abercrombie and Finch about the same time that was coming out, and all of a sudden this Diddy case is rushed to trial. You do this raid, and you put everything out in the media, and then all of a sudden, Diddy's charges are dismissed. There's no direct lines of threats. Last I heard, it's not illegal to own guns in America, and he's denied bail. But you got 2 people, that whole premise, long-term investigation, and they're trafficking in minors, pedophile. They're caught in possession of pornographic material, and you don't see the need to keep
Them
those
in
folks,
jail.
I mean those pedophiles off the street, endangering youth. But Diddy had freak-offs. He's a freak, and he's a nasty freak. But everybody in there that touched one, sucked one,
So
took
there's
one,
a
or gave one,
there's a
was consenting.
non-nasty freak.
Yeah.
Like a freak.
Yeah.
So they're just a freak.
Well, a female freak. A female freak.
Yeah.
You got a nasty freak and then a freak.
Look, hey, ask Cop, I'm with you on this. There's level to freakness.
Yeah, there's level of freak.
There is a
freakness, and there's that.
Super freak.
And there's
There you
that
go.
Nasty
there's that
freak.
Yeah. And they're just a
heterosexual
freak.
level of freak, and then there's that.
You know, you just got a guy that just,
Other
or a
freak.
woman that's just a freak. But then you got a nasty freak, you got a super
Yeah.
freak, then you got the old low down, dirty ass freak. You know, you just got different freaks. You know, I get it. I get you on that.
What's your take on this case?
Well, first, I think that they already knew maybe what they could get him on as far as the prostitution, but they like added everything else just to kind of drag him through the dirt. They just really wanted to put it out there on Diddy, I think. They just wanted everybody to know what
Distraction.
type of freak he was, because they've been doing it. But he been doing it too, and it's like, nah, we gonna expose you. You can't do what we
Why
do
see-
behind the
That's a
scenes.
good one. That's a good one.
One
You
scene.
can't do what we do. We gonna put you out there so everybody know that you and your business associates, because they wasn't charged. So we want everybody to know that you and your business associates all run that type of business. And yeah, we gonna eventually let you go, but that's what's gonna be the.
It was, yeah.
That's good.
So go ahead.
What's my time? I done came up with another question.
Before that question though, let me tell y'all about, because I never spoke on the
Jimmy.
freak offs in general. My take on that is, first of all, you need to have a job. Like, they don't have real jobs, so they're able to take pills for days at a time. Because I've taken an X pill a couple of times in my life. I loved it too.
Hey.
Yes. Especially it was with a person who I didn't love. But I loved them when I took it, because I was there for
Yeah.
a child.
It
You
can
know
do-
what I'm saying? So
it can
I'm
do that.
still-
It can do
but
that to you.
Besides
Note
that,
to self, get X pill.
see, I had a job, so you
can
can
do
like
that to
take
you.
it on a Friday. Saturday, you still gonna be trying to bust nuts. Sunday, you need that time to be, relax and let it wear off, so that Monday you can go to work. Since they didn't have jobs, then they could stay high. Because people are like, how do they do it for days? You can be doing it for days on
Yeah.
the X pill and feel
Yeah.
no pain.
Wow.
For real. Now, I had my own freak offs, but it didn't involve sex workers. It was my baby daddy,
There's people having
a
sex.
dildo that ran out of batteries, and a cucumber. Yeah, man. I was up, I'm telling you, we
All
took
right.
it Friday. I was up still 2 o'clock in the afternoon trying to bust a nut. He tapped out at like 6 in the morning. The dildo gave out about 11.
God.
And I was still, no nut was good enough.
All
Which
right.
again, if you with somebody you love, I can
You
see
sure make that note?
Hey,
Hey.
if you with your partner,
Hold up.
Pressure.
see, and that was just on one.
Look, I have to ask this though. There's a
But
lot.
wait.
See, you earlier you gave the partner the dildo.
I ain't get to the cucumber yet.
Yeah, I want to see. Is that still ripe? Is it still?
Yeah, it was in the refrigerator, nice,
Oh,
cold.
you had it in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Came out the
All right.
fridge.
Okay.
And, but look, at about 2 in the afternoon, he busted in the room. He's like, hey, you got kids out here. Then I was like, I said, them your kids too, nigga, close the door. Let me
Well,
try to get this next nut.
Only thing I gotta say to that, I got a Toby
But
Keith
this,
album.
the reason
I'm
why
as
I
good
said
once
that is
as I ever
because
was.
if I didn't have a job, I could take another. If he didn't have a job and we had nannies and all that, you can take a pill after a pill if that's what you're doing and just be up for days. So they act like that was something. That was like he had her up doing something. No. And she probably, again, that's why she probably was a monster. The reason why I even took it is because one of my friends was really bragging on it. And so my son's father was like, you know what? I'm going to take it with you so you will see, because I don't want you out there taking it out there, just taking it. And see, I understood, because you could be out there like fucked up. So for her to do it, I can tell she probably, I mean, once you doing it, you doing it. Now, I don't know about having sex with other people and all this and that, but if they said his dick was like a shrimp dick, then she probably, some big dicks in the room probably was.
That what they
good.
called what they call Buddy the Punisher? And that what they called him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, he got his.
Diddy was only.
You see, he got
Diddy
his
was
lawsuit
putting her
out.
on,
Yeah, I saw
Diddy
that.
We're
grounded
getting
her.
that.
I'm rooting
But,
for him.
but listen, you mentioned
I'm
something
sorry.
earlier. No, earlier you was talking about how they putting this stuff out there. Could this,
I don't think they had the rolls out there in Vic.
throwing all the stuff out there, whatever. Do you think that because they knew what they could get on them, do you think that this was actually a warning shot to others in the industry, others that that are in, we spoke about it in regards to Diddy went against them folks with the liquors, other people in the limelight, Bill Cosby went against them folks in regards to the television industry. Do you think that this is?
I think that was the goal.
Ciroc is you.
I think that was the goal, but I think they failed miserably on their goal. The goal was to make, they love to make one of us the face of their crimes. You know what I mean? What they did with Bill Cosby, what they did with R. Kelly, what they did for Michael Vick. They love to make us the face of that crime. And this was going to be the face of, the freak-off generation. Mm-hmm. And it failed miserably. You know what I mean? The government failed miserably.
No, I think the government did exactly what it wanted to do. I don't think it was any intent to make anything stick. I think this is purely a situation to take away from the Abercrombie and Finch case. Think about it. That was a big case, and nobody's even talked about it.
Think about the amount of money the government spent on this Diddy case. Think about the 2 raids alone. Just the 2 raids alone.
Yeah,
the number of federal. You've been on these.
I've been on those.
You know
raids.
what kind of money goes into putting that many people to raid these 2 houses, mans at the same time. That's they spent
Angelo,
a lot of money.
Angelo, let me ask you this.
They didn't spend that money. They didn't spend that money just
So
because.
everybody know he's a freaky
They
ass.
didn't. No.
Let me ask you
That's
this.
way. That's
But
way.
wait.
That's way too
But
much
they want
money
everybody to know
to
that
spend.
because
They just
that's
didn't.
gonna stop
But let me ask you this:
business.
in regards to the money that they spent on those raids, in regards to if we can have some of you black folks in the entertainment industry under our control and the money that you can make for us in return, does it balance off? You think?
Because you didn't do it. They didn't reveal any of the actual freak offs to anybody but the people in the trial.
And think,
You know what I mean? So-
and you got to look. They were even selected with that because you look
Very,
at the names that
very
were
selective.
But do
there
they
was
need to prove it?
Ashton Kutcher, Justin Bieber.
We're not
what's the
talking
girl's
about
name
them
with the-
people, bro.
But-
I'm talking
but
about
the
black
jur-
folks.
but I'm saying
I'm talking
that-
about black
No,
folks.
no, but they're involved in this also. I'm saying
But they ain't
that
losing no
leak,
money.
They leaked certain people, but certain people they avoided even mentioning. So I'm think this is real sanitized at the way they went at it. I'm not trying to protect. Diddy's a piece of shit in my book, but you got to look at all the shit that the Abercrombie and Finch deal. Everybody's just moving on from that, but that was actually pedophilia. That was minors that were being abused. After every single testimony, everybody came away saying, well, damn, it seemed to me that everybody was there. One guy got paid. She wanted it. He wanted it. Everybody else, you didn't hear nobody saying, I didn't accept that invitation. When she was going and inviting girls, women there, she was letting them know what the deal was. Then none of them complained. Okay? Nobody looks at the fact there's no way a federal court is going to put somebody up for testimony that's already received a $21,000 payoff or $25 million payoff for exactly what you're prosecuting them for. And she basically,
But beyond Cassie, that $25-30 million payoff. The other girl, that Jane Doe, he's still paying your rent to this day.
Exactly.
She was making $10,000 a doggone a week or some crazy number.
Yeah.
But my point is that the government, I say they failed miserably simply because the RICO charge, they really felt like, in my opinion, they were going to win this case based on the media. That's why they released all this stuff. If we demonize this guy enough, the same way felt like they got R. Kelly, they would have got him. The difference was he wasn't dealing with any minors.
and if he was, they would have called
It'd have
him
been a
out.
whole other ballgame.
But you see how that
It
was
wasn't with
leaked,
any
that
minors.
potential minors, it was insinuated.
They tried.
But they didn't bring any evidence at all.
They have zero
to substantiate
evidence.
it.
They have zero
Okay.
evidence for it. But what I say the government fails them because the amount of money they put in, the government was hoping if they just got one of those RICO charges, just one, they would have seized all Puffy's money, all of it. That's what that RICO does. That RICO allows you to go in and put your claws.
And
on
you have
every
to
dime.
prove every dime how you legitly got it.
Losing that case, they couldn't do it, and that's why I say they lost. They lost miserably.
All right, so close it.
But
Close.
wait, can I say one
Go
more
ahead.
thing before you close it? When I say that, when you say it wasn't about the money, or not the money, but what I'm saying as far as, so now everybody know he's a freaky ass nigga and changing it. Remember the movie Trading Places? Sometimes it ain't about the money. As far as, remember, their bet was for $1 to see if they could destroy somebody. So, and we don't know,
That's my
again,
point.
what go on behind the scenes. Judges and stuff talking, I bet we could destroy this nigga. This nigga did what? Okay, let's, you know what I'm saying? It don't even matter about nothing.
I think the difference of that
That's
is
what I think.
I agree with you. If
Hold
if
up, 'cause I know we got to go to break.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, we're gonna be right back. We was gonna shut the Diddy thing off. I'm gonna keep it going. All right, my bad.
Oh,
go ahead,
no,
Angelo.
Angelo.
No, we can bring it back once after the break. Yeah.
After commercial.
I know. I'm
Okay.
saying.
All right.
I might forget by the time we come back though.
We're gonna take a break right here. We're gonna come back because again, there's a lot to unpack in this. Not in regards to guilty or not guilty, but in regards to what's happening behind the scenes, what this really meant in regards to his legacy and all of that type of stuff. We're also gonna speak on our opinions on what type of time he's gonna get. We'll be right back. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And that's a cop.
Cultural conditioning. Most of us was raised up on a struggle. You know, we were our plates, as in food. We didn't have a lot of food. We had high sodium. You know, we had high sugar. No options. We had a lot. Everything was cooked in lard. Different things back in the day. You know, is it fair to say right now that we're still killing ourselves because of those habits from the way we grew up?
I don't think it's that because everybody's aware now what's bad for them. I think it's the false narrative of the humongous ass.
Wait, what?
That's a health issue. It's a health issue because you have a lot of women that aren't designed to even, their body's not designed to carry that kind of weight. They're not thickalicious. They're skinny. And they get the BDLs.
Oh,
and they
okay.
overeat, and they overeat to maintain something that's not natural. And that's how we're number one in, pre-diabetes, and diabetes. Because I think it's a false narrative. Everybody knows what they should and shouldn't eat now. So I think it's more so, it's part of our psyche. Rap music backed it up. Baby got back, and it keeps on going to the point where women are cutting their bodies apart, stuffing shit in there to get a big ass.
find a studio that matches your podcast vision? Located inside Uptown Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport has everything you need. From high-quality equipment to multi-camera setups for live streaming, we've got it all. With 15 plus years of experience, our team ensures smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, our competitive pricing make it easy for creators of all levels. Contact us at 404-500-1605.
Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And ask a cop somewhere over there.
Ask the cop. And ask the cop.
Keep going, man.
Yo,
He
and
ain't here. Look, he ain't here when he here, y'all. We back, man. We back. So we're gonna keep it rocking in regards to the Diddy's split verdict. We're gonna keep going. We got a lot of stuff that we're gonna cover here, man. So stay tuned. I know we're covering a lot of sexual shit, but we're gonna talk about how it's gonna affect our community and everything. Just stay on it. Angelo, you had something you was about to say.
Man, I told y'all.
soldier.
I know.
What did she say? Something
I know.
respond to,
I
but
had
don't know
said
what it was.
maybe they did it
See,
because
she younger, so she'll remember.
of trading places when
There you go.
Oh yeah.
it wasn't
See,
really about
young-
the money.
young
It was
people
just about
remember
really
that stuff.
destroying his legacy.
So, and I agree with that.
In a
up to-
$2 billion lawsuit.
up to the point of dealing with the wine, the liquor company. You know, that was their intent. But when the government got involved, they took it a step further. The liquor company would have been good with breaking them in terms of his reputation being gone.
So that's you saying that would have been the lesson. That would have been a lesson that was been sent to others.
That would have been the trading places comparison.
Gotcha.
When the government got involved, they're trying to stick the fork in you. You know what I mean? And they're trying to, like I said earlier, they're trying to make you the face of that new. You know, this is what happens if you do
And they can
these
take your
things.
money, you said.
Bigger than anything else. You know,
The government can take your money.
you always got to follow the money. You know what I mean? Everything, every war, every whatever you come to, always follow the money. The money's gonna always show you where everything started from. So yeah, they want the money, man. You know what I mean, that's how you completely break a buck. You know, in this world.
So with all of the uproar in it, there's been. I mean, let's face it. You know, Bad Boy has been the shit in our community for a while. Not only men but women love Bad Boy too. So in regards to the uproar of women that's happy that with this verdict, do you think that this will have people looking at, or the government, or whatever, lawmakers looking at sexual acts or sexual charges differently, either way, men or women, looking at it differently going forward?
As far as their behavior, you mean?
Yeah, in regards to behavior, because there's a lot of, there's been a lot of people that was, back in the day, if you just said, I didn't want to do it because I was drugged, the person got charged. And this thing here, with him not being guilty on a couple of different things, a lot of people have said that they said no, and they were drugged or had too much alcohol, but he still wasn't charged. So do you think that this is going to change the way it's looked at going forward in regards to charges on, you could say freak offs, you could say orgies, you could say college parties. It's a lot of different things that people now consider freak offs, that alcohol and drugs are involved. So do you think it'll be looked upon differently going forward?
And I think it's the way it's always been looked at. Anytime you look at any charge, particularly one is sexual in nature, what you're going to look at, what are the elements of a crime? Okay, did the elements of the crime, was there no consent? Okay, did the person have anything that could have clouded their judgment in their system? If so, who put that in their system? Was it the person that did the screwing, or was it the person that received it, or did they do it jointly? A lot of that has to play into it. So you have to look at what the mindset of a victim was and what the mindset of the perpetrator was, and did they enter into something together? And so with Diddy's case, everybody showed up to the freak-offs and everybody testified, oh, it's my third or fourth time going there. So it was repeat visits by the same people in the same situations. Where typically gets prosecuted is a girl goes to a party, somebody slips something in a drink, somebody that she should have been able to trust, and that person takes advantage of her. But what you have here are people that routinely consume drugs, that routinely take part in illicit acts together, well, consensual acts together that are only illicit, because think about it, the only reason we're even talking about this is Diddy took people across state lines. If Diddy would have did all his freaking in New York City with only New York State people, we wouldn't even be talking about this. That's what people got to look at. They missed so bad that they're coming back and getting him purely for prostitution, and really what they should be getting him for, because he wasn't getting paid to prostitute, so he should have but the feds don't have a case to cover being a John, which we do.
Well, what I think the fact of the matter is, they would have had to charge Cassie too. Mm-hmm. And that's why they couldn't do, because she was their key witness. But the reality of it is, she was just as guilty
as he was,
of those charges.
Yeah. That's not to say he's bad for whooping ass.
Yeah, listen, that's he
not a
wasn't charged
chargeable
with
offense.
it. You know what I mean? Nobody, I'll never see it justified touching a female. Period. Mm-hmm. So dead guilty. But she never made a police report against him. She never tried to get him arrested for it. You know what I mean? So and I just say
to cover that.
It just does such an injustice to women who
that
actually
really
have to go
victims.
through some of these things. You know what I mean? That's why I hate about it. But this particular case was just, it was overreach, man. It's just simple as that. It was just overreach, and they failed. I just keep saying I just feel like they failed, and they failed miserably.
Was he
think they got
charged
what
with
they
sex
wanted out of it.
trafficking?
But we still know here.
He was charged with sex trafficking.
He
But
was charged.
And
And that is that one of the charges
that's one of the
that he
ones
got
he
guilty,
was
right?
not guilty of.
Not guilty of,
That's one of the ones he was not guilty of.
but guilty of of.
Because that's all they had. They didn't have anything else. That's why I kept arguing. I said that's all they have is the prostitution part, which is still BS, because that's the Mann Act. You know what I mean? And when you look up, what that is, the Mann Act is nothing but taking a prostitute across lines. You know what I mean? And I heard they did that for Jack Johnson back in the day.
Jack Johnson, because they wanted to say
They wanted to stop him from taking them white women across state lines.
Right.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
And it's like, it's just man, y'all just
think-
straight bogus, man.
Do y'all think now, once he get out, how you said y'all gonna talk about how long he gonna get, so I'll ask my question after y'all.
No, go ahead.
discuss that.
Yeah,
But
go
I'm just
ahead.
gonna
Nice
say, do y'all
segue.
think women gonna still do it to him?
Yes, of course. You
Oh,
got
yeah.
people.
They are.
You
They
got
can't
people.
wait for him to get out.
You got
He ain't
women that
broke.
was still sleeping with Magic Johnson after they found out Magic Johnson was HIV positive.
Well,
Damn,
he's supposed
Mike.
Well, but did he he's single? Magic Johnson, we ain't supposed to know if anybody fucked him.
The whole thing with Diddy is
They ain't supposed to know that.
every single person that's involved with Diddy was willingly doing it, and you thinking that people that repeatedly came to the same parties, that those parties aren't going to happen again. It's just that people
They
are going to
didn't
learn
get
from
their
what
names.
Diddy did, so the next time they throw one, they will only use people from that state. They won't fly anybody in.
It's gonna be different
It's the same-
paperwork.
yeah. They're just going to
Yeah.
tighten it
It's
up
gonna-
more,
it's
and
gonna
the
be a
list
lot.
will be
It's
more
gonna be a lot of
exclusive.
it's
Can't
gonna be a
wait to
lot
get
of
out the door
it's gonna be a
free
lot of
now.
electronic signatures. It's gonna be a lot of electronic signatures for the Diddy
and
freak
no
offs
crossing state
going
lines
forward.
or whatever.
Angelo,
but I thought if somebody, I don't want to get into that.
No, go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, As far as the crossing state line. So ain't it still prostitute? If I sell some coochie here, that's here.
But
and
it's
I can
not a
still go
federal
to jail.
offense.
Oh,
See,
okay.
federal offense, you can get ridiculous time for something that in state court, like what they did to Michael Vick. That was the first federal prosecution of dogfighting ever. Not saying people that it shouldn't have been prosecuted, just the fact it was the first time ever being prosecuted when you got rings that go from state to state. You've got law enforcement in Texas has been implicated in those cases. So now they all of a sudden
Made him the face. That's what I said earlier. They made him the face. They made Michael Vick the face.
exactly, they made Michael Vick a face. So now Diddy's becoming the face for this, but you got pedophiles out there and they're not even producing the list and letting you
There's
know
no
who's
face
on the
for
list.
that, right.
But they're telling everybody
trip, too.
that was involved with Diddy and smeared names to the point you know they weren't lying because Taylor Swift and nobody else came out and said, no, I'm going to put my attorneys on this. But the names are never mentioned again. But Taylor Swift never came out and said no either because they know those tapes exist now.
So, Angelo, you made a great point. I wrote this down earlier. Do you think that overcharging in cases like this against quote unquote stars, people in the industry or whatever, do you think that this is a big problem in let's say in our culture, just in the black culture? You think that overcharging is one of the biggest problems? Because sometimes you are charging some folks that are actually guilty of something, but you overcharge and they end up getting off.
Well, perfect example of that was Trayvon Martin. They charged Andrew Zimmerman with murder, and that wasn't murder. Murder, you have to be premeditated and malice aforethought, and it was an incident that stemmed from that. If they would have charged him with what it was, manslaughter, they would have got a conviction, but they purposely overcharged him. And the people we put great faith in, Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, they're more, and they have people on retainer that could have called out that bullshit. But we all got happy. Oh, he can charge of murder. He can charge of murder. So, okay, we got happy. But the reality of it is anybody that watched it knew that wasn't murder.
By the definition.
By the definition.
Right, gotta make
So
sure
yeah,
you point
okay,
that
let me
out.
clean that up, people. That was a piece of shit act. But what I'm saying is they overcharged him knowing that, and overcharging him, what they pretty much did assured that he was gonna get no bill on the grand jury because there's no way to, there was no malice, there was no forethought, so that wasn't murder. Murder one is like, in most states, it's got different names, but what I'm basically saying, the worst, highest charge of murder. Okay, they overcharged Andrew Zimmerman when they know they could have got a conviction for manslaughter, but they purposely overcharged him and made manslaughter, I think it was a lesser included offense, so then he couldn't be brought back up on those chain charges. They really did Andrew Zimmerman a favor by doing that. And what I think they did with Diddy, I really don't think the idea was to get Diddy, because if they really truly wanted to get Diddy, they would have did PIN registers, which is getting the phone data, connecting people, could say, okay, this person, he called this person. They never went with the sources or who was running the pimps or the hoes that he was dealing with or how all that was set up. None of those people were never mentioned. I've never seen a case where you're not trying to prove any of the illegal activity that led up to it, from phone calls to anything. They pretty much said, okay, this is what happened. And you're sitting there waiting for the, okay, well, where's the crime?
Well, Diddy's defense team did a great job in terms of they didn't go into the case presenting Diddy as a good guy. They never went in there presenting him as an angel. They went into the case presenting Diddy as, hey, this guy does some bad stuff. He does some wild stuff. This dude is involved in this. This dude did beat up this girl. This, you know what I mean? They went in there, and I think they killed the prosecution's case right there because they didn't paint him as an angel. They didn't make it seem as if this was a good guy. This guy does a lot of dirt. However,
It was all
these
consensual.
charges don't
He
match
didn't do
up
That he didn't do.
to what he did. You know what I mean? And that's what they got him at. You
'Cause
know
the
what I
main
mean?
thing
The
with
charges
Ratchet-
just didn't
yeah.
match up, man.
The
You
main-
know?
yeah, the main
and
thing-
what we do, not to cut you off, but what we do, you know, on this overcharge that you're asking is just, you know, you just got to think about prostitution, which is crazy with this country. So you can go over to the Dude Ranch in Vegas, and prostitution is legal. You know what I mean? There's so many places you can do stuff. You can go to Utah and you can have multiple wives. You can, you know what I mean? This country is so ridiculously inconsistent. The hypocrisy is just absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? But you can go to what country you went to? Amsterdam, and freak off. They be like, man, we do that Friday.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Tuesday.
The same,
Yeah, exactly.
the same thing. It's just, just it's just Tuesday.
And having worked
It's
vice,
just the hypocrisy, man. Just ridiculous, bro.
and having worked vice in Atlanta, you can go to any of the spas in Atlanta or any of the other so-quote unquote massage parlors, and not all of them, but you know the ones I'm talking about, the happy ending ones, and the same thing occurs. And they know that the girls that work the happy endings, particularly in the Korean ones, because I know that because
What's the happy ending, Mike?
Wait, though.
that's when you get a massage and the girl jacks you off
But
the
how
bed.
about this, real quick, to break in? It really happens. I know a man, because y'all know I bartend at the American Legion, so we getting older. And I know a man who said he been at the massage parlor, and he said he going through some treatment so his thing wouldn't get hard. And he said, the lady said, it's broke. And he said, well, fix it. Yeah. I was like, and did she? He said, yeah. I said, damn. So it,
That's a-
because some things
that's a
just
new
be
one.
missed. As women, we don't really know.
That's a new one. It's
We
broke.
just heard about happy endings, but we don't really, it's like, they ain't doing that. But they really in there sucking dick.
So it's broke. It's broke is a new one, huh?
It's broke. That's what she said. She said, it broke.
So fix
He
it.
said, well, fix it.
Hilarious.
So anyway, go ahead.
Everybody knows that occurs in Atlanta. And you got certain strip clubs that allow other things to go on.
That too.
And so I'm saying that it's part of American society. We don't own it, but the fact remains you have a bunch of nobody was a minor that got together to do some nasty ass shit, and they put federal dollars a waste going after them. And you got somebody at Abercrombie and Finch and the Weinstein and all the other stuff that were doing it with minors. They refused to leak any of that stuff out, but they can leak that Diddy had a
Epstein file disappeared.
yeah, it disappeared.
Where'd it go?
The book disappeared, and you
Amazing.
also have a
And
situation
he disappeared.
where Abercrombie and Finch, they've got years of an investigation, and these guys were given bond, whereas Diddy is being held for prostitution, and there's not a state in the union, in all 50 states, there's not a state that doesn't have prostitution.
How was Abercrombie and Finch charged? By the way, do you remember? What was it? Was it who charged them?
The feds.
Okay.
Yeah.
But was it a RICO charge?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
And
it wasn't
all of
Rico.
this, do you think all of this is from the whole
Let you know
liquor debacle? Do you think this is why
I think
the arrows pointed at
I
him?
think it started that way. I just think the feds, because I said earlier, they were looking for, hey, let's make him the new fed. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just think they went after him to dilute the Abercrombie and Finch and all the other things.
So to take
we can make
it off of them, they're gonna make it him.
We can make it him, and now he's the guy. You know what I mean?
And
we
he's
got
so
we got
hideous,
him
everybody
for the
hates him.
parties. We got R. Kelly for the minors. You know what I mean? That's what they do, man. You know what I mean? It's like
So
Making us the face.
So-
of
makes us the
crimes.
face of the crimes.
all right. So in regards to the time that you think he's going, first off, they're not going to. His sentencing is not until October.
Frank said, what was the name of that spa again? Sunshine.
Wait, what happened?
That wasn't a spa, Frank. That wasn't a spa, Frank.
What did he say?
He said, what was the name of that spa again?
Frank.
Well, you retarded.
What? Frank. What she named was a
It
club.
broke.
It's not a spa. What she named. Don't go there looking for happy endings. You can mess around and get beat up over there.
Man.
Broke. Well, fix it.
But
Yes, she
damn, Frank, you know, messed me up. I forgot what I was gonna say.
did. You was saying that as far as Diddy being charged.
There you go. See, told you. It's
you
good.
good.
It's good to have young people on the show. Good to have young folks on the show.
I love that.
So
53, I'm young. Yes.
damn.
He wouldn't know.
Yeah, didn't know, but yeah, appreciate you anyway. Yeah,
Not old ass.
made me. Anyway,
Hilarious.
in regards to his sentencing, how much time do you think he's gonna get? Again, they're not going to announce it. His sentencing date is not until October, September.
October.
October. Still no bail, And
Which was BS. by the way.
Yeah, that part. How much time do you think he's going to get? And do you think this will mess with his legacy? I mean, will Bad Boy still be rocking when he get out?
Well, it's Bad Boys, and Bad Boys really hadn't came out hard in a long time. But he's got other forms of income, and you're wondering how it's going to impact that. I think one thing that black people should do is make sure they keep on supporting his endeavors from the standpoint he was attacked, not for something. If now Diddy was catching little boys and doing something like that, by all means, ostracize him and destroy him. But Diddy was doing something that there's not a single entertainer basically in America that hasn't had some type of a sex scandal. Diddy's is on another level. Diddy was laying his hands on a woman, but the federal government attacked him to defract from the other cases. I'm gonna keep on saying that because they haven't leaked a single thing about Abercrombie and Finch, and they let those people, those billionaires or multimillionaires, post bond, but they're holding a bond for somebody that was just charged with prostitution. With most people that get locked up on a Friday night on a police sting for prostitution, they're released that for time served when they finally go to court. And I think the same thing's going to happen with Diddy. The correct thing to do would be, okay, time served. Okay, they may give him time served because there's only so much time you can give for that. It's not something that the feds normally prosecute, so I don't even know what the ban is on it, but they're probably going to give him time served, and if there's 6 more months, they may make him stay in 6 more months to serve out the time, or they can say time served, have a good day and go. But what it's done unfairly is set up a situation so for the next 200 years, everybody that would ever attended a freak off is going to say I was molested or something happened that I didn't want to have happen.
So
you think
go
he's
ahead.
gonna get time served? Like that means
I think he may get
it's like
time
10
served.
years for each,
The max is 10. The max is 10 years, but however,
and he got 2 counts, right?
yeah, but they
Okay.
would have to run those concurrent. So the most he could get is 10 years.
10 years.
Okay.
Period. Right.
But I think what a judge is
But-
going to look at is that it was, even a judge calls bullshit on him.
Well, he's a first-time offender. Number one, I got you, Finn. He's a first-time offender, so they have to consider that. The fact that they didn't release the bond, the judge gave the excuse of, well, based on this case, they thought he was a threat to the witnesses and all that stuff, so we denied the bond the first time. We're going to continue to keep the same denial, which I thought was garbage, which has to make you wonder whether or not the judge felt like they just dropped the ball, and so now he's going to
Put some shit on.
put something on it, which I think the only concern would be when you look at the statute and the history of it, the most they've given anybody is 2 years for that Mann Act. The Mann Act is not designed for a full, whipstick type thing. So based on that
just for
scenario, it's a good
embarrassment
chance he can get
purposes.
off. You know what I mean? He could get off on time served. Or if the judge just wants to, make a statement, maybe give him a
Give
year.
another year more, yeah.
Yeah, but I can't see it based on what the charge is versus what he was charged for. You know what I mean? But the judge was one of the few people who was there throughout the trial. And they're still human. They're still going to conform their own
Their own-
personal
yeah.
opinions on stuff. You know what I mean? But you have to go by the history. If there's a history of these charges get 2 years, you can't be the one to just say, "Well, I'm giving 10," when there's no history of
There's
that.
no precedent.
There's no precedent for it. You know what I mean? So.
So what do you think about the legacy coming out real quick?
I think it's not gonna listen. Like I know, the most forgiving people in the world are black people. Hey, we will dog you out. We will do all the memes, but yet and still, we'll still welcome you back to the picnic. You know what I mean? So if he
Get him a plate.
you know what I mean? All they gotta do is come back. I
Have
saw
2 hits.
I saw Bud Harvey on TMZ said, "Man, if he did a reality show, that junk would go crazy. A reality show would go absolutely bananas.
It's gonna happen.
It would go bananas.
You took,
Everybody
you
would
took
love
it
to
out.
see
You
it.
took my shit from me. I was gonna say that's gonna happen. Sunshine, what you got, real quick?
About
What
what?
do you think that he's gonna get in regards to time and his legacy?
Time. I mean, I didn't know. I thought they was gonna throw the book at him. I thought he was gonna get like 10 years, but I was just listening to social media because I have no idea. So, that's fine if he don't get any time. I think, like I said, everybody still know, but he didn't do anything that was, while we saying really freaky. Only thing that was freaky really was the cum on the nipples. Everything else was like
That was beyond
voyeurism or. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as far
that
as
was-
watching or wanting
That was
somebody else to
different.
have sex with your woman, that's what swingers do. Swingers
Nah, he
watch.
was switch hitting though.
But what switch hitting mean?
He
Nobody
was the
said
first
they
one.
did it to him.
But he did it. He
Nobody
was,
did. I had heard
But
nothing
I'm
about them
saying
ever
he was
saying
doing
touched
guys.
it. None of them said that.
I
And they could have said it.
yeah, I hadn't
None
heard
of
that
them
one.
said
Who
either.
wanted to admit that? But you know, you got the tape.
But
You got all the tapes.
But even that, I'm saying that ain't like. I mean, that would be gay, which I wouldn't call a gay person a freaky ass nigga. You just gay. Like if you gay, you gay. I don't know what you're doing, but so if
Damn,
he was
good point.
gay and watching, only thing that was really, 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 really freaky was the cum on the nipples. So it's like, really, we just know. Like I said, he a freaky ass nigga, but he really.
I
ain't
don't
We're
that.
gonna see who
I don't
But
think
takes
that
the
deserves.
next
I don't think
invite
that
when he
deserves
gets out. Who
freaky. That
goes to that
deserves
party?
sick. I don't know that you put that in freak. That's
like,
sick.
Yeah.
We just said it low.
That's
We
a
like
nasty
that.
motherfucker.
We said that's different.
That falls under the
That ain't
nasty
even
motherfucker
that ain't
category.
super freak or nasty
Right.
freak or
That's
dirty
sick.
freak.
That's
That's
different.
sick.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
That's a nasty motherfucker.
It's
Mine-
another
I
man.
love that.
Another
That
man.
shit.
That's a nasty
Nut.
motherfucker.
Another man.
I love
Nut.
this.
If you just said his own, you'd be like, oh, that's freaky mud. But another
Another
man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's different.
Folks
man.
got
That is
killed for less than that.
hilarious.
Jump.
Yeah. You know what? I'm proud of his mom for sitting in the damn thing listening to that shit.
She love her. She love her baby
Hey,
boy.
I'm
don't
telling
she?
you, I'm proud
Hey,
of
she
her.
love her baby boy.
I'm
Yeah.
proud.
I'm looking
Probably
now.
thinking what
I'm thinking Cassidy's husband.
that shit
Cassidy's husband, like,
He
babe,
said-
I thought we was gonna get paid off this, and it looked like we ain't getting shit.
They already
They
got,
got-
they already got paid.
They
No,
gonna
they got paid, but
They got-
they gonna
They
dish
wasn't
some
gonna
of it
get-
out though.
They wasn't gonna get paid off this. They
I
already
hope
got
that
paid.
got
guy.
paid and
I
they
hope
put
the
it
Now they
guy
about to
that
get,
sued.
but look, now they about to get sued.
They wanna
that
destroy
guy
his
that's suing
character. They
Cassidy,
just
that
want
guy
to
suing.
destroy
Me, I
his
think
character.
that he is gonna do some more time because, like, you know, the judge denied the bail, so that tells me that he got something in his own personal shit. Is like, fuck that, we gonna do something
Throw
to
the
this
book at him.
motherfucker. We can't throw the book at him, but we gonna do something to him. We gonna get him. Might get a little house arrest. Thing is, house arrest just mean another freak party. So
Off rip.
if baby boy might get in
right,
on the
off rip.
thing on his
Nice,
ankle.
nice house to be on house arrest.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the baby oil truck.
Exactly. So I think he's gonna get about another 6 months to a year, something
6
like
months
that.
to a year?
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah. So you wanna the Texas floods are going to the top 5. What you want, boss?
Yeah, she already did
I
the.
thought so. I saw.
God
moving
bless y'all
hands.
down there in Texas. Your president don't want to give y'all no FEMA relief. Shame on him,
Hey,
but
hey,
that's who y'all voted for.
hey,
That's all I can say about that topic.
hey,
That wall was gonna help.
hey, man.
That's what y'all voted
Yeah,
for.
that's a sad story.
You want to get FEMA relief though? How you don't get FEMA relief?
Kansas
That's
City,
crazy.
Kansas City Chiefs president's or the owner's granddaughter got killed down there. It was okay. Move on. Top 5. Top 5, homie. She ain't gonna let me talk about it at all.
Yeah, she said move on.
I wrote my notes, but I'm gonna move on.
Thanks for what you did to the
What's
number,
up?
number one
Yeah,
fan
what's
said.
up?
Thanks for what you did for the green room, sunshine.
Oh, who said that?
Number one fan.
Oh, okay.
Even though I have a pre-check, Todd Vick said great. Number one didn't like the shoes anyway. I read that one. Said depending on the security level. I posted the top 5, y'all. I'm gonna read it. What's your top 5 things you do on vacation? I'm trying to read some of y'all comments real quick. Ain't we all guilty of prostitution?
So but right before the,
That was actually Todd Vick that time. Yeah. And some shape, form, or fashion, Todd Vick.
Hey Vic, watch
that-
your mouth, boy. Watch your mouth. You married.
He married to his
Watch
sister
your mouth,
now.
boy.
Can I
He
say
said
before?
at some point. Yeah. Go ahead.
I want to say while we was talking about the floods, I want to say I think it's important that everyone get life jackets and some type of gear that you could have in the water and just have it. Because you really never know now who can get flooded. Where there was Atlanta, there was some flooding where somebody was like it was past the first floor balconies. So
That was his own one
I
lot.
think that everybody should invest in a life preserver because I know if it happens and now it's flooded and the water is that high, what we gonna do? I can't swim. I just would rather be floating in the shit with at least a scuba outfit on than just be fucked up in clothes and no scuba outfit and no life jacket where I'm gonna have to keep fucking treading water. I would rather. I'm just saying, imagine.
Oh yeah,
what
this
you gonna
good
do?
stuff. I ain't gonna comment.
If you're
boss
running
lady
if
gonna
you're
get
running that
mad
kind
at
of
me.
water, you should. I agree with you.
Why, about what?
How about learn how to swim? You know?
My
I was a waste of time and money. All the
Top
whole Diddy had a.
Excellent fishing. 2, you catch the fish and you bring the 20, 30 pesos. It's easy. 2, eating local cuisine. 3, exploring whatever area I go to. 4, checking out the local, whatever the local liquor is. I'll try the local liquor. That's one of my things, wherever it's at. And 5, just making friends with the locals, so you can come back, enjoy the atmosphere again.
All right, they can teach them
Nice.
where the better fish are. What you got?
The top 5 things to do on a vacation.
Yeah.
I would say sleep in. I would say
Not
sleep
enough
in.
people do that on vacation, believe it or not.
Yeah, like sleep it, stay in the bed as long as you can, or do it in the morning, and then get up. Smoke weed. Yeah, smoke weed, and eat good, like you said, wherever that may be, just eat, however, whatever you want to eat. Did I say have sex?
I thought you said do that in the morning. That's not what I
At
said.
morning, noon, and night.
Okay.
I
If you
think she was
can,
thinking about smoking then.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got you.
Sex is good on vacation, and the pool, any pool, beach, just getting in some water, even if it's at the hotel pool, if it's in the winter when you on vacation, depending, still a pool got to be in there somewhere. I like to get in water or a whirlpool. So that's it. I'm real simple.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll rock it. Going to cities that I've never been to before. And while in those cities, this is number 4. Actually going through the hood of those cities. When I was younger, it was going to the hood of those cities. Now it's just like riding through the hood of those cities as I've gotten older. It's harder to run and move fast enough. But I like to see the hoods of different cities. Smoking, finding out the local tobacco in the area for cigars, smoking cigars, whatever area that I'm in, exploring the different foods in the area. And let's come back to it. Sex in those different cities that I'm in. Yeah, to mark that down. Boy, my mama might be up late tonight. I hope she not, but yeah. Yeah, I know she do, but she don't need she don't need me telling her. Yeah, she know. I still don't. Yeah, I don't curse in front of her neither. So I'm gonna hold on to it. Yeah, she do. Now that she does, but yeah, not in front of her. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
The patio said ATL. Is that one of your people there?
Yep.
He said, so will the free golf be on Eventbrite? That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Hey, did y'all see that? Have anybody? Don't answer this, but there has been flyers after the verdict that they actually had free Diddy parties. I know one was in Columbia, South Carolina, where they had the free Diddy party, where they actually, if you brought, I think it was like baby oil or something like that, you got it for free.
If you show up to
Yeah.
a Diddy party and you need your ass whooped, or you just
Hey
coming
man,
out the club.
I'm just telling you what they had.
Well, just real quick, I think people talk about people celebrate. Like Cedric got mad. Cedric said, I hate all y'all who celebrate. I don't think people are celebrating just the
act.
The act.
Right.
They were just celebrating the fact. Anytime we beat the system, we as in black folks beat the system,
bro.
it's a
OJ.
celebration, especially when they're overcharging a person.
Yeah.
It's one thing, if they charge a man with assault of Cassie, he's guilty. You know what I mean? But that's not what the charge was.
But she got 25, and the
and
fact
she got
they
30
glossed
million
over
for that. Yeah,
whatever it was.
How many? Well, we see
I'll
videos people
tore
say
the
how
ass
much. How
up
much?
for 25
We have people videos
million.
say, "Would you punch your wife for $1 million?" And the dude said, "I would knock my wife out cold."
Not cold.
He said, "Hey, dude said I would knock my wife out cold for $1 million."
And for
He don't-
20
this
and for
woman got
20
30 million.
Yeah. And for 25 million, your wife gonna dang talk it all away right here.
Right.
Don't play.
All right. Let's see here. Kiki said, "Leave my problems at home. Relax, drink, wear thong swimsuits, as they so noticed today.
Yeah.
And get a tan." we believe you, Kiki. Thing we don't like to talk
122%.
about. My boy B say, "I'm still gonna listen to 112 Mace and Total." Me too, brother. And Diddy. Sure. Patio set says, "Sleep, sex, get lost. Switch to my flip phone."
Damn.
Alrighty.
Hey, he is off the grid.
Mom said, "Rest, visit the country, learn the language, shop, have fun." Oh, we got Pop 3 years. You think I'll get 3 years? That's a long time, B. Arnold Landon
said
said,
that?
"Relax, Brian. Relax, enjoy sightseeing tours, eat good food." I'm gonna say sleep. Sightsee. Check out the local food. Definitely have to have a patio wherever I am. Patio, especially if it's a beachfront, with a cigar and a little glass with a little cool. Man,
Just relaxing.
hey, right now, heaven on earth, man. What else? Hey, man, and then some more sleep. Yes, because
Right,
it's gonna come right
that's the
after. It's
call.
gonna be right after.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Hey, JT, I know my mama watching. I'm looking at her comment. You said you ain't sure. I know that. Hey, so it's gonna be some good sleep.
Mine at Vic's house, so
Not
she
enough
might be
people
up. That's
sleep
why I
on
said it.
vacation.
Huh?
Not enough people sleep on vacation.
No.
I've been on. I went on a cruise.
take
and
naps
it
on
was
vacation.
so many things to do. And I said, the next cruise I come on, I'm not getting involved in any of that because the room itself on the balcony is beautiful. And just being able, even if you get something to eat, just the TV, the lighting, it's just, I was like, you know what? Next time, I'm going to relax.
That's how we were when we went to Dubai. It was like, oh, we're not gonna sleep. We're gonna be on it. Man, after about that third day, hey man.
Yeah, if
Everybody be like,
let me tell you, if you're on vacation for more than 4 days, you
continue to
should sleep.
fish.
hey, you just continue to fish.
Continue to fish.
Ain't nothing like that fish. That fish be biting on it.
Hey,
boy.
look,
Yeah, they
look.
be biting,
So
boy.
that
This
means he's
is a-
sleeping. If you fishing, you sleeping.
Oh man, too funny.
Sunshine, seriously,
Yes.
seriously appreciate you coming through
Yes.
and bringing us our flowers. That is
Yes,
so
give me
dope.
flowers while
That's a
And
beautiful
listen,
thing.
no,
That's a
sit it
beautiful
right
thing.
there. Literally brought us our flowers.
She
Like, you know
literally
what I mean?
brought
Literally.
us our flowers.
Literally, that's so dope.
Yeah, she literally bought us our flowers.
That's super dope. Super dope.
Major
very
Because
praise.
they've been on for a while, so keep going.
We appreciate
Yes,
that.
keep going.
Damn, that's crazy, right?
It's 3, so make sure each one of y'all take
That's
one.
crazy, right? Listen, go ahead and let folks know real quick how they can follow you and all that
You
good
can follow
stuff.
me on social media, Rochester's Finest 585 on Instagram, Tasha McCutcheon on Facebook, and Rochester's Finest on TikTok.
Are you involved anymore?
That's
Country
it.
Wayne.
I was gonna say you was on Country Wayne,
Supposed
wasn't
to
you?
be coming back. They bringing Teresa back from what I
Okay.
hear, so they'll get it together.
That's
And,
what's up.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
what's up.
now, yeah,
I always
I'm
enjoy
excited.
seeing you on there. That's good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Me too.
That's
But they
good
had cut some skits and cut back on some, so I guess that was one of them. But yeah, I'm supposed to be coming back. They keep asking me, but we can't get our schedules together with the other actors and actresses. So,
Good deal.
but yeah, I'll be coming back. So good. Watch out for Teresa.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna reach out and see if Robert and Teresa can't Fuck around, and end up in the same place at the same time. We're gonna see what's
How
gonna
about that?
happen.
Oh, Robert and Teresa.
Hey.
We're gonna see.
That'd
We'll
be
see.
good right there, wouldn't
We'll
it?
see if
would,
Robert and
huh?
Teresa can just end up
Yeah.
same place at the same time. We'll
That'd be
see what's
dope.
gonna happen.
That'd be real dope.
I'm gonna reach
It
out,
would, huh?
reach out to my people out there. I know a couple of folks over there, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. 'cause
Hey,
That'd be real
yeah,
dope.
I didn't know if they was really keen on suggestions on my side. So, that's it. That's
hey,
okay.
look, me neither, but I'm gonna see. I'll find
Right,
out.
right.
I'll find out.
Right.
So,
Thank
MJ, you
That would
good?
be
What's
cool.
up? Good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. Shell of a Man.
It's still coming. Like, yeah, man.
Shell of a Man, July 20th, man, Uptown Comedy Corner. Y'all stay tuned for it. We coming. It's going to be the stage play, 7 men, 7 problems with their families, and 7 men trying to work through it. Make sure that you buy those tickets. They're on Eventbrite. Actually, I'm sorry, not on Eventbrite, at the, on your site, Uptown Comedy.
It's on
right?
Eventbrite.
It's on
Uptown-
Eventbrite.
Yeah, still Eventbrite.
All right, y'all make sure y'all go get those tickets, man. Come on out, check your boy out. Robert is still active within Country Wayne. He's actually in Charlotte right now, chilling for a second. I actually had some people tell me they wanted to do like a party where they can talk about Robert and Amanda and what they're going through. I said, I can't tell y'all nothing. They was like, we'll pay you to come through.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I was like, but I can't tell y'all
You
nothing.
can
But,
tell them to pass.
but
You
I
turn
can
the
come through
pass.
and tell them
you
to
can
stay
say
tuned.
what
shit,
led
you
him
know
to
what I'm
that
saying?
point where he at.
So,
Yep.
yeah, so that's it, man. That's it. Classic Conversation with JT.
Hey man, we're gonna take
that's a cut.
Classic Conversation,
Okay,
man.
there it
We'll
is.
see y'all in a couple weeks. I mentioned vacation because we're gonna take one. We've been going nonstop for
Shit. Hell, 5. What is? Wait. What we in? What we in?
And I'll be fishing in
what
Panama.
We in
City,
2025.
yeah 2025.
We have been going constantly since 2020.
So this is about to be this show right here. After this, y'all about to take a vacation.
Take a
So
couple-
I'm on y'all last finale show before your vacation.
Yeah.
about that?
Look
Yeah.
at God.
We-
I
we
love
been-
that.
We have been rocking and rolling since the
Coming back.
pandemic.
Like it's gonna be a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
just take a
man.
breather.
God is so good. Because if I
And
wasn't
you gave
in
us
there-
our flowers.
Right. I
Look
look.
at that. And you gave us our flowers.
That's why I
what
was
he
like.
said. He
That's why I was
said-
like, damn, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
just like, y'all been doing good, and oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love the Lord.
Yeah, so listen, Classic
Thank y'all.
Conversations
Thank
with
y'all for
JT and
having
Low plus Acid Cop. We love all the
always.
fans, man. We love that y'all have been tuning in. Again, like I said, we're going to take a minute. But again, you can go back to our YouTube page and look at everything from the last, I can't even say a couple of years, from the last years. You know, there's some great conversations out there that we actually may revisit. I actually think they need to be revisited. So make sure you go back, check out some of those episodes. Tune in to all of our pages. We'll be posting links to those every now and then, little shorts to get you interested. Make sure that you stay locked in because we locked in, you dig?
And if we come back with same top 5 that we did 5 years ago, don't say we did it before. It was 5 years ago, man.
Right.
Relax.
Big. Top 5 has changed. It's changed.
Things
I
have
know it's
changed
changed in
since
your life.
then.
You've done something in 5 years, haven't you? You've been on vacation in 5, and just roll with it. So, like I said, we're gonna take it. Like Angelo said, we're gonna take a minute, but we will be back again. Make sure that you keep going to our YouTube page, sharing it. Make sure that you get other people to lock in on it. All you got to do is tell them to go look at some of the other stuff that we've talked about for the community, and I guarantee you they will get locked in for the future. Hey, we about to go. We about to go. So yeah, there it is. Classic Conversations with JT and Low,
And that's the cop.
and we out. You dig?
See y'all soon.